So this is where everything started. I made this first prototype in GameMaker. You can see the fundamental ideas here. You have seconds left to live, and you have to gather souls of dead people and take them to the Fountain of Life to get more seconds. To see the times of people, you had to activate your spirit field, but while you had it open, your timer went down faster. As a way of playing pressure, the price would increase constantly every minute or so, and if you took too long to pick up somebody's soul, they'd die and count time off the price time. This is the second prototype, also made with the GameMaker. I mostly tried to fix issues with the first prototype here. You can see a bar now. This represents your field. Fuller bar equals bigger field. The point of having the field was to encourage memorization of people's timing, but since the second penalty was too harsh, I changed it to this bar mechanic. I also added the not so good Pokewatch mechanic. You can use it to set a timer to remember when somebody's gonna die. The problem is that it's so hard to use that it isn't really much of a help. I didn't want it to be very powerful since I wanted the player to memorize people's time, but in the end I just made it pretty useless. The last important thing I added was a 10-second punishment for not picking up souls on time. As you can see though, it made the game much harder. This is the first prototype developed in Unity. I changed a lot here. A lot of work is made on feedback. For example, you can see the souls you pick up, and their tone represents their worth. Instead of going to the fountain, you could send souls from any point in the map after doing a short button mashing minigame. As a type of midterm goal, if you collected 5 souls, you'd get a big soul, which is worth 2 times the 5 souls. The most important point though is that I no longer try to enforce memorization on the player. You can see this with the little arrows around the screen that indicate the location and the time of the person it's marking. Originally, you could see the people's time if you entered the map overview mode, but I removed it at last moment for reasons I'll talk about later. I decided my game needed more action, so I made a small action prototype. The idea was to change souls. Souls that you didn't collect on time would become corrupted souls. Corrupted souls would attack you if you got near, and to get rid of them you had to dodge them and hit them before they could attack you again. I incorporated this in the next prototype. Final prototype of this line. This was my attempt to remove another aspect I didn't want, searching for people. The little marker arrows now set themselves automatically, and you can open up the overview mode to slow down time and see everyone's timer. As you can see, this pretty much kills the need to search for people. That's what I was trying to do, so it's fine. But I didn't do it until now, because removing it would leave too much free time. To fill it in, I added a mechanic where you can slow down people's timer. I set a lot of people with similar times, so now the idea was to slow down people's timer so you could manage to collect them all on time. Looking back like this, it's pretty easy to tell where I went wrong. I started with something that was actually somewhat fun, but midway I changed my vision, how I wanted the game to be like. Because of that, I slowly started to strip away element by element, eventually leaving something that had none of the things that made it fun in the first place. So, the plan now is to start again from scratch. The only problem is that I used up most of the time I set myself for prototyping making these prototypes. Oh well, we'll see what happens. If you want to try the prototype for yourself, check out the description. If you want to see where my game is going next, be sure to subscribe. Thanks for watching.